Hey there, everybody. This is going to be a quick video to hopefully help you understand how to set up your digital lab notebook. You can see on the screen we have the GHC, the very front page of GHC or highlands.edu. And in order to get, we are going to create this in Microsoft 365. So in case you don't know how to get there, let me show you. You're just going to go to the home page, which is www.highlands.edu. You'll go to current students, and there you'll scroll down where you see student portal. You go ahead and enter that student portal, and you'll have to log in. That'll be Duo and everything. So once you're logged in, let's see if I can get logged in here. Oh, got a Duo. Hold on one second. We'll get that Duo for you. All right, and we were successful with our Duo, so we're going to go straight to our login. And this is going to be our front page of student portal. It has so many cool things in it. You might want to take a look. You can get all kinds of cool things that are available to you as a student. So we're just going to pop over to our GHC email, which I can't get into. And once you're in your email, it's going to bring you here. Okay. And this is where you're going to find all of your 365 goodies. Now, what we want to do is go to OneNote. If you don't see OneNote right here on your screen, you can go to these three buttons right here. You might have it in here. If you don't see it in here, you can just go here. It might be here, and if it isn't, go to explore all your apps. That'll take you to all the apps that you have access to. So, since we have that, I'm going to go ahead and click on OneNote, and that's going to take me to my OneNote, where it's going to say this notebook is empty. You're going to create a new notebook. And when you do that, we're going to call this notebook Samantha's Chemistry 1211. That's all I need to call it because I only have one notebook. We can also call it a lab notebook. Why not? That's fine. And we're going to create it. Oh, no special characters. Okay, so why don't we just do Samantha Chemistry Lab Notebook? There we go. No special characters. There we go. All right, so once we have a new notebook, it's going to tell you this notebook is empty. Click here or press enter to create a new section. Go ahead and click it. And we're going to name this section. Now, our section names are going to be the names of our labs. You'll find that on your schedule. You'll find it in D2L, your chemistry, the experiment schedule. That's right there in D2L. The very first one we're going to go look at, let's do a wet lab. Our first one's going to be sig figs. If you have questions about that, we can talk about that, but let's do our measurements lab. There we go. Just click OK, and you'll see it pops up right here. Now you'll see down here, these are sections. So all your sections are going to be the names of your labs, and then your pages and all your pages inside of your labs. So let's go ahead and, it's an untitled page. Let's go ahead and give it a title. Now, if I look over in D2L, start by looking at my content. So this is my front page, okay, of my D2L. I'm going to go to content items and content. And then over on the left, you're going to find where you want, or I'm sorry, your labs. Okay, so you have week 1, sig figs, week 2, measurements. Let's go there because that's the one we really want to get in. Now, I go to my measurements lab notebook protocol. And then I can read these directions. Answer the following questions in the corresponding section, which are these right here, okay? In the bold, capitalized, and italicized words in your digital lab notebook. This is going to be considered a wet lab, and this protocol will be the same for every wet lab we have. If you have questions, reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer them. We can set you up with a tutoring appointment. I can share my screen. We can get you guys situated. So we have a purpose of the experiment. I know that's going to be my first page, so I'm just going to call it the purpose. Remember, these are for you, okay? And then in the purpose, it tells you over here in your protocol, there are 6 to 8 complete sentences in your own words. Do not copy introductory material from the lab manual in this section. Okay, so I have to give you 6 to 8 sentences. The reason we are doing this lab, and whatever you want to call the reason. So it's 6 to 8 sentences. All right, so that page is done. What's the next one? Materials and chemicals used. Well, let's go right over here, and we're going to add a page. We're going to call it materials and chemicals. All right. And then it tells you, if you pop back over real quick, it's going to tell you this information can be found in the lab manual. Be sure to include important safety information and hazards associated with chemicals where applicable. List these materials and chemicals as bullet points. So we know we have bullet points, and I know in my measurements lab, I read my measurements lab, I underlined or highlighted or circled every time they said a piece of equipment, so I knew what to put on here. So I know I'm going to need, let me go ahead and bullet point it. There we go. I'm going to need a beaker. I'm going to need DI water. I'm going to need a ruler. All the things that you're going to need, right? I'm going to need a graduated cylinder, etc. So you're going to list all your materials and chemicals that are in there. That's going to be it for that section. So if we will carry on back over to where we just were, what's our next page? Our next page is going to be your procedure. So I'm going to go ahead and label that so I don't forget. It's an add page, procedure. There we go. And enter. Now, what do I have to do in my procedure? Well, oops, wrong way. Sorry about that. I'm going to be required to add 5 photos taken from our lab. Okay, I can do that. I'm going to upload them, appropriate procedure. Okay, I got that. Do not copy the lab manual. Complete sentences are not required. You need to be giving yourself instructions to complete the experiment with as much detail as you need. I might need less detail. You might need less detail. Somebody might need a whole bunch of detail. Printed materials from your lab manual are not going to be on your bench during your lab. Okay, this is going to be what we're going to have to focus on to be able to make it through our experiment. So this is what we want to follow. Okay, the way that I did it when I was a student is I used bullet points and kind of short step instructions. So the procedure is in your lab, and it's in the, I would literally probably bullet point it. So let's bullet point and say, I don't know, obtain a graduated cylinder from drawer. Then I'm going to say, you know, obtain whatever I need, like ruler, from front desk. So whatever you need to get through this procedure, this is the only thing you should be looking at in your lab. That's what you're going to list here. For me, bullet points is really easy. If you start writing complete sentences, it's really easy to get lost when you're inside the lab trying to make it so. All right, that's it for procedure. So what's next? Next, we have a 5A and a 5B data. Now this has been updated to only be one data tab. So let's just create one data tab. We're going to go page, and it's going to be called data. And once we go to data, just go ahead and get that. What is it that we need? I went the wrong direction, I'm sorry. So this is our data to collect. These are tables and blanks. It's right here, underline data tables and blanks. I would suggest numbering. Photocopies or PDFs are not accepted and are grounds for dismissal. You're going to need to check your notebook before you come to lab to make sure you have all the correct information. That's why you have to turn this notebook in before you come. It gives me a chance to give you feedback and say, hey, you did great, but maybe you should add this, or maybe you're missing a few things on your chemicals list, whatever the case may be. And then you're also going to use that same tab to put the data that you collect in lab. So a really cool little thing that I have, I'm going to show you. If I type my name and I hit tab, it creates the coolest table. And let's just say chemistry. And I can do that. Let's do biology, because why not? And then if I just keep typing whatever I want to do, we don't even know who Jason is, Jason, Emma and Courtney. I don't know who those people are, but enter. My point is that I'm showing you that you could very easily create a table right here. You won't need to copy and paste anything. All right, so that's it for data. We took this analysis section out, when we were doing the actual handwritten work. That is going to be your calculations. We're not going to need that in this digital lab notebook. Just know that it's evolving as we go. And then we have a real world application. So let's go over here, make page, real world application. What do we have to do for that? Well, let's go look. Right here, it says, in a paragraph, tell me about a real-world application for the current lab. Bonus points for originality. So, measurements. I can give you that. Baking. You are baking a cake. This needs to be a paragraph. I'm not going to give you a paragraph. There's no reason to, but this is just one of the little simple things that you can do. And then if you look over here one more time, you're going to see lab report. Now this is a hot topic right here. We're going to call this lab report. Now I'm going to show you how to upload your lab report. You're going to want to put your lab report or any worksheets that we do together in this section. You can also call it just a lab report and worksheet. That might even be better. We try to do these worksheets in class when we can get through them. And then you'll upload those just so you have access to them. So the way to upload a PDF is going to be to go to Insert. Now, if this isn't highlighted where you can click on it, that's because if you look here, the cursor, if the cursor is here, you're not going to be able to click that. So just, click down low and then File, Insert File Printout. Now, I'm just going to throw something in here. This is my dimensional analysis worksheet. And give it a minute because it's pretty, it's 2 or 3 pages. There's the icon. Now, there's my worksheet. Okay? And that's it. So now we have to turn it in, which is, I think, the most important part. And when we do that, we are going to go to Share, Copy Link to Notebook. Anyone with the link can view it or edit it. Oh, I closed that. Sorry about that. And we're going to copy it. Then we're going to go over to our D2L. Now, to submit an assignment, you're going to go to Assessments, Assignments. Oh, the beautiful part. Yes, I got to show you as a student. I'm so sorry. I know, meeting your time. I'm sorry. So, Assessment, Assignments. We can go to, let's just go to our measurements. Let me just find a protocol. There we go. Any protocol will do because I'm just showing you, right? This is going to be considered a text submission. You're just going to click here, paste your link, click Submit, and then wham, you're all turned in. Everything's done. All right. I think those are really the high points of this digital lab notebook. These wet lab will not change. Your dry labs, they may change a little bit, and you can just follow it's the exact same features. You build the section. Your section is your lab. So if we're going to do the next lab, right, we're going to call it maybe energy. Now here's the next lab. Now we got to create a page for that lab. That's going to be our purpose. You guys see the pattern? Then we have materials and chemicals. And on and on. They're going to be the exact same thing, right? Procedure. That's it. Okay. If you have any questions, please make sure you're reaching out. I can create a Zoom link. We can go in, we can share screen. I can help you get situated if you're confused after watching the video. Good luck. Let me know if you need help, and I look forward to seeing you in class.